okay, so we're talking about the Batman again. Where do you want to start? Like, how do you want to start the discussion on this? Because we kind of talked about it a little bit on the live. So we're just doing it again to kind of talk about it a little bit more in detail. I guess we can start like we usually do and just say how we liked it. Josh, you want to kick it off?
Since I was the one that was this was like my most anticipated film of the year.
The
Hyping this
decade.
film up. Yeah. It definitely did deliver a lot. So I'm happy with that. So I won't be doing any more posting on any upcoming movies because I'm not really hyped up for any upcoming movies. And after seeing this, I don't even know if they'll like, meet that level of like, man, this is really great. So,
I thought you were saying you weren't going to be posting any more about this movie.
I think I posted enough.
That's what I thought he
said. I got my point across. So.
Yeah. Did a lot before and then a little bit after, and you kind of died down a little bit. So.
Yeah. Because eventually, a month will go by, and people are going to be talking about Morbius, and I don't really care like too much. I mean, I'm going to see it, but I'm not like hyped up to see it like I was with the Batman, even though I'm a Marvel fan.
Something else coming out is it Moon Knight?
Moon Knight.
I'm hyped about. Yeah. I'm hyped about Nope. I don't care. I'm hyped about Nope.
Okay. Is Moon Knight DC or Marvel?
Okay, move on.
Well, I mean, we're talking about superhero movies because this is a superhero movie.
Right. I was like, Nope is like not relevant, right?
That's not coming out until like July or something. Like
we'll talk about it, just not yet.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about these superhero movies.
So that's your most anticipated film of the year was Nope, Lamar.
No, not until now. Before they never showed no previews.
Okay. What about you, Tosh? Was there any like movie you were like highly anticipated for, or any movie coming out?
It was Scream, kind of, but it wasn't like I wasn't like super duper hype. That was just the only one I could think of that I would say I was anticipating seeing. Mm-hmm. Other than that, no, not at all.
Yeah, everybody like online on YouTube's like getting hyped up for Doctor Strange, and I'm gonna see it, but I'm not really, because it seems like they're gonna be doing that whole like multiverse thing. Like, seems like that's going to be the thing that's going to bring a lot more people into the universe.
Is that this year? Doctor Strange is this year?
Yeah.
Like May or something?
Something like that, yeah. That's May. Morbius is April. And those are like the two like Marvel superheroes coming out.
So back to my question. Is Moon Knight Marvel or DC?
That's Marvel. That's going to be on Disney+.
Oh, okay. So Batman's the only thing really. Are you going to watch the Penguin series?
The Penguin. I'm going to watch anything that Matt Reeves does, and it's gone on HBO Max. I mean, shoot, I liked Peacemaker on HBO Max. I'm starting to like more DC shows than I like the Marvel shows.
Mm-hmm. So we can anticipate more posts when Penguin's about to come out.
Yeah. I mean, if it's really good, I'll do it. I'll post a lot.
Just not leading up to it. Okay. So,
nah.
So the movie met your expectations, Josh. So you.
Really yes, it passed my expectations. Yeah, like I didn't walk out like, oh, that was good. I was like, man, that's really good. I mean, even though because you can't help but like compare it to Dark Knight, because that's all. Dark Knight will always be like one of the best superheroes on top. And I thought this one beat it a little bit because it was more of a Batman film. Like, we got nothing but Batman in this movie. And I'm not tripping about that, because my biggest critique about any superhero movie is like, okay, it's cool, but when are we going to get the costume? I came to see Iron Man, not Tony Stark. Iron Man 3, what the fuck?
The superhero ego, as opposed
stuff like that, kind of like that. Yeah, the title of it. Yeah, but that's just me.
All right, Lamar, what were your thoughts on the movie?
It's the same. Like, it's good. You guys shouldn't have sent me that clip though. Because it kind of, I mean, not the clip. What's that? The
that
YouTube video. It kind of knocked half of my rating off, because he was saying a lot of shit I was thinking in those moments. Because when he said he got shot with the Uzi, nothing happened, and he got shot with the shotgun, and he was.
Ow!
Yeah. Wow.
And then him pointing out the fact that these were just people online, but they were like mercenaries. They weren't regular people. They came in there like like a fucking tactical team. It's little shit like that that I didn't think about in the moment. But yeah, it was still a good movie though. It's still a good movie, but
Mhm.
a tad bit too long.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
enjoyed
I
it.
mean, yeah, I have those. I have those type of movies. Oh, sorry, like, because what's it called? I mean, I think the way that you felt about this was the way I felt about like Irishman, to where I just thought it was way too long. But you know, that's
To each
we
his
all have
own.
our different things with like pacing
Yeah.
issues. Yeah. So okay. Oh, go ahead, Tosh. Sorry.
I did dread it being that long because I was like, okay, are there going to be moments where it's like, okay, it is too damn long, but it didn't. There was, like I said, there was a couple scenes back to back that I thought kind of slowed it down, but other than that, like it had enough going on to where I wasn't just like checking my watch, like, okay, it's time to go. Like it was okay to me. Like the length of time was okay to me, but I did enjoy it. Like I wasn't anticipating the movie. I wasn't like hyped up for it. So I liked it for what it was. And he was really good, but he's a good actor. So I wasn't thinking he would be bad in it. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't have anything really bad to say about it.
Yeah, and as far as like the negative things has been getting, like his performance. I don't think anybody who's seen it have said he's really good in it.
Mhm.
They said like it's just too long, and yeah, there are some things I'm like, all right, maybe because it was originally a 4-hour movie, so I'm wondering if there's a lot of things they
Shit.
cut that could
Yeah.
make sense of it. But I'm pretty sure the whole mask thing that you don't need a 4-hour cut.
Yeah, I did see a couple things. I watched that pitch meeting thing and I thought it was hilarious. And then I watched Tony Baker's review of it. And I think they both made comments to like him being kind of like a bratty teenager in a sense towards Alfred. And I did pick up on that when I was watching it. I was like, why is he being such a brat? Like, what's going on? So I did see that. But other than that, yeah, you didn't really get a lot of Bruce Wayne.
No, you didn't get that or Alfred. And like I think this one you have the least amount of Alfred.
I like that we didn't get so much because every other Bruce Wayne it's like he's the rich asshole.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like he's too popular to fucking be Batman. So with Iron Man, he's popular and he lets you know I'm Iron Man. So that's in everybody's face, and then he puts on a costume and nobody knows him. It kind of doesn't make sense in a
Mhm.
sense. But in this movie, he's like I'm away from everybody. He's kind of to himself. He's secluded, so you can't you don't really know who Batman. And it's funny how when he went to the club as Batman and they kind of hated him, but then he shows up as Bruce Wayne and they loved him. But either way, he's like, I don't fuck with you guys on either side.
Mhm.
So I like how they played with that. Like it did it with a lot of people because like the cops hated Batman, but then they loved Bruce Wayne, which was hilarious.
Yeah. And then was it the part where
So
Selena
I like
was
that angle.
talking to him and she was like talking about the privileged white rich people and she said Bruce Wayne
Yeah.
and his eyes were like fuck. So, like,
Yeah, that line, I was like, all right, did you put that in because that every other movie's doing that, the white privilege thing? I was like, oh, come on.
yeah.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm like, I was like, Batman's white. You can tell he's white, right?
Were there so the two parts that I thought were slow were when he went to see Falcone, and I had a question about Falcone if that's a character from the comic books or was he just for the movie?
Yeah, no, he's from the comic. He was in Batman Begins. His character was in Batman Begins. I don't know
I
if
don't
y'all
really remember
remember
that
that
movie.
one.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he was a character from the comics. I looked it up. It's like him and this guy named Maroni are like the two like big gang mafia type of people.
Hmm.
So, but I don't think him and the Penguin work together. I think they just added that in the movie.
Okay, yeah. So the scene where
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne goes to see him, and then right after that is where Bruce Wayne went to go visit Alfred. Those were the two parts that were slow, and it was back to back. I was like, this was not a good idea. But so I don't know if there was any other moments that you guys thought kind of slowed it down, or if you agree with me with those two scenes, or
The Alfred moment was slow as hell.
Mhm.
But no, actually I can't say it was slow, because that's when I said the girl in the theater was irritating me. So it's like I was trying to hear what they were saying. I could tell it was a long scene, but I was already irritated with the girl behind me, so I couldn't really be in it. But the only scene that slowed it down is when he was in the psych ward talking to the dude, because they were talking for a long time. Like when he kept saying Bruce Wayne, Bruce, like that whole scene, it lasted so long. But I thought, I'm like, okay, the movie's about to be over. And he was like, "You're missing the whole big picture." I was like, "Oh." That's the only time I felt like that. But then, like I said, when it carried on, I wasn't like out of it. I jumped back into it, like, oh, okay, some more shit is happening.
Yeah.
So they picked it back up. But other than that, like, that's as far as slowing down, I can't remember anything else really happened to slow it down. Like,
yeah, I do agree with Tasha. It kind of did slow down for me, but I still was invested in it. Like, I didn't even have to. I forgot I had to go to the bathroom. I think the second time I watched it, I was like, all right, I kind of know. I think after he finds out what happened about his parents being being responsible for the death of the reporter, that's where it did kind of slow down for me a bit. But if you watch it, it's like nothing really big happens until the end of it. Like I tell people, it's not really an action movie. When people say it's a crime drama, crime noir, whatever the fuck they call it, that's pretty much what it is. Because all the action scenes, I remember mentioning this, Lamar. Like, you're right, they did show a lot of it on the in the trailer. But still, I still enjoyed all the other things they didn't really show for a 3-hour movie.
It was more so just a good ass detective movie, like a Seven, or like one of those. If they did this movie and it wasn't a Batman movie, it would still be a good movie.
Right.
Yeah. And since we haven't gotten the detective story, because the comic was called World's Greatest Detective, or Detective Comics.
I didn't know that.
So yeah.
I didn't know.
So with the Michael Keaton Batman, I liked it because that was like the first Batman, my first introduction to Batman. And then reading some comics or playing the video games or watching the TV show, he is kind of different in a certain way. He's more of a detective in the TV show. I say this is more of a live adaptation from the TV show more than the other Batmans. The animated series.
Not the Adam West TV show.
No. Adam West TV show, that's Forever and Batman and Robin. That's the thing. And then Batman's Michael Keaton, that's Tim Burton's vision of Batman, which I still like to this day.
Yeah.
I wish they would have had Alfred as an old man though, because every Alfred I know, he's always an old guy. I wasn't mad at it, but I was just like, damn, like why isn't he like older?
I thought they were gonna. Was that
just the first four? Well, no, I guess the one in this one's younger than, like, say, the Christian Bale Alfred or the
There's only been like 2 other Alfreds, and they're pretty old. But the one on Gotham is more Andy Serkis age. So I thought they were going to go, because I didn't know this about Alfred, who used to be in the military. He used to be like a Green Beret or something. So I thought
he was all of that. I thought he was just a butler.
I mean, he was a butler. That's I thought so too. Like watching like Batman, let's say Batman to Batman and Robin, they don't really tell you about like Alfred. Alfred's just a butler, but he helps them out with a lot of stuff. Same with Commissioner Gordon. They didn't really show you that him and Batman worked together a lot. He seemed like he was just the commissioner giving out orders. But in this one, I thought they just mentioned how he's the one that Alfred taught Bruce Wayne how to fight growing up. So, but that might confuse people that might not know Alfred's backstory. So
one thing that was funny that I heard on Joe Budden podcast. Tasha, you still listen to Joe Budden? He said he talked about Batman. He said, I went in there, this motherfucker is spray painting and all of this shit, and Batman is what they're scared of. He said this motherfucker was tagging on the wall, and Batman's gonna come whoop his ass. I thought that shit was hilarious, because in the beginning they did like a poem, and you see the guy spray painting, and he looks up and sees a bat signal and drops the can and runs. Like, it's so much other important shit going on. He's not coming for you.
He's not coming for you with the can of spray paint.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that it's getting backlash because it's triggering to Asian hate because of the train scene in the beginning? You guys
Oh
didn't hear about that?
wow.
Yeah, people are
People
really reaching.
people fish deep for shit.
I was like, are you serious? Because I was like, if you think about it, anything in any movie can be triggering to anybody.
Mhm.
Wow.
But yeah, because the guy on the train, when the hoodlums went after him, it was an Asian guy. So they were like, it's triggering because of Asian hate. I was like, you.
Uh, I mean,
I don't have nothing to say.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I had to share that with you guys.
Oh my
Now I'm
God.
not alone in the bullshit that I heard.
I didn't even think about
Oh
that.
Lord. People look for
Yeah.
oh my
But I was
God.
listening to
Yeah.
I was listening to a few like Batman discussions, and they were talking about how, people were giving like having like negative feedback about Robert Pattinson playing Batman because of, he's Edward from Twilight. But
Yeah.
apparently people were not happy with Michael Keaton being Batman in the 80s because of
Oh really?
his filmography and like where he came from. So like there was like
Oh yeah.
hate that was thrown at like Tim Burton and everything because Michael Keaton was cast as Batman.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I always heard everybody loved Michael Keaton.
Well, they
Oh, you
like
saying
Michael Keaton.
afterwards? Yeah,
Well, they like
afterwards.
Now,
Michael
yeah,
Keaton.
now they
It's
do.
not
Yeah.
it's not that they didn't like him, and then afterwards, yeah, his portrayal of Batman, but he was Mr. Mom getting ready to play Batman, and people were like, this is bullshit. So
Yeah,
that
because he
was
was more
interesting
like
to hear. Like
comedy
this
and
is
stuff.
nothing
Yeah.
new. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, same with Ben Affleck. A lot of people were like talking mess about Ben Affleck playing Batman. Then all of a sudden, people were like, "Oh, he's my favorite Batman. He's the best Batman."
Yeah.
And I'm the only one who was like, I didn't care about him playing Batman. It's cool, but I didn't like Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor. He would have made a great Joker, not Joker, Riddler, because Riddler is supposed to be a little creepy, wimpy villain.
Kooky.
And I think Paul Dano did a great job because hearing him, I'm like, yep, this is the Riddler. Every other movie, me and Sam were talking about this earlier. Like, I wonder if Matt Reeves watched like stuff like There Will Be Blood and be like, yep, this is the perfect wimp. I'm like, nah, I'm talking about like as far as like him acting in certain roles.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
I will say, besides Michael Keaton, this is the first time I actually cared about who played Batman. Like he made me care about his character. But Michael Keaton, I love. With Ben Affleck, it's like you're in the costume playing the role, and you guys know how I feel about other dude.
Yeah, but there was hate about him playing Batman because everybody was like, Michael Keaton that's my Batman. So it was like anyone that came after was like, not my Batman. But then once you do it, you win over most people. So I think that's
if you do a good job too. Yes. Christian Bale didn't get all he got was shit for his voice, but that's after the movie came out.
Before he even, because it was like, why do we need another Batman? Like, why, it was that kind of thing. And then afterwards, okay, he was whatever. And then Dark Knight came out, and it wasn't so much him; it was.
That's what I mean. Like, so the other Batman, I can't name any of them. So I'm just gonna when they had the Bane character, it's like that's what I liked about it. Was Bane, it wasn't Batman. Right. And then Dark Knight loved the Joker, it wasn't Batman. And this one, it's like Batman was so cool, but it's who's playing him. It's the way he's adapting to the role. Christian Bale fucking sucks. Ben Affleck is Ben Affleck, so it looks like Ben Affleck playing Batman. And then Michael Keaton, it's something about his personality that worked for me. Anything before that, I can't even remember. So I wasn't on.
There's Adam West. Yeah. There's Adam West.
And that was like quirky Batman, like dancing, singing songs and stuff like that. So.
I always thought it was funny when I hear people that kind of like say, "Oh, my favorite Batman is Kevin Conroy. He's the voice of Batman in the animated series." I'm like, "Oh, it's cool, but there's other things besides doing your voice. Yeah, how you hold yourself." Like, dude,
my favorite Batman is in the comic books. Shut your stupid ass.
Other Batman's in Arkham series. Well, that's kind of cool, yeah. But it's like if you ever play the games, to me, like the way that what's his name looked reminded me from the Arkham games. Such with the bat symbol, the two guns, I guess, or whatever the hell they was that are on
like blades or something. It was something weird.
Yeah. And I don't count like Forever and Batman and Robin, because that was just a fucking waste. That was just pretty much just making money selling toys.
Cash grabs, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
wait,
Batman Forever was a.
I wanted to ask you because so like over the years going to the movies, I've always known you stand up when the lights come on. So at the end of this movie, we sat down through the entire credits because and my kids are like, it's time to go. I'm like, no, they're gonna show something because the lights aren't on yet.
You waiting for that? You waiting for that Joaquin Phoenix Joker to appear?
Right.
Anything. I'm like anything.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Anything. But they purposely left the lights off, and it wasn't just us. There was like other people there, and then they waited till all the credits over, and then they turned the lights on. So us and other people were like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yes, it's
Do
Marvel.
they do that
Marvel.
normally?
It's
Is
Marvel.
that
Marvel fucked that up?
Okay, so
everybody.
So working at the theaters, do they do that with every movie now?
But they
Like
have
we're gonna leave the lights off just in case, or to fuck with you.
I don't really pay attention because as soon as certain movies are over, I get the fuck out because I don't want to care about no post credits thing.
What they have
was that for Batman?
Yeah, they had the regular question mark.
Oh yeah.
Because we were sitting there, and I said to Marcus, "Do you know if there's an end credit scene?" And he said, "I don't know." He looked it up. And he said, "Yes, there is." So we waited, and then all the credits come up, and it has the computer thing, like the cursor, and then it said like question marker. It had something, and then it went black, and the lights came up.
I remember that. But I was like,
but that was
like,
it.
The credits were so long, they started giving credits to the person who got the coffee and the donuts. I was like, they are just adding shit to this.
The assistant
to the point.
To the actor.
Yeah.
So they did have something. It just wasn't worth sitting there waiting for all of those fucking credits to come up.
No.
I was like, that's it. So.
Oh, piss.
That was better than. Well, I used to give shit for Kong for having like that. There was like an end credit scene where they just show paintings of the monsters that are coming up. And I was kind of like, I was like, this is fucking bullshit. That's all you did. Show me some actual monsters.
Like Superbad when he was drawing dicks.
But yeah, when I worked at the theater, everybody just assumed everything has an end credit scene,
especially like a comic book movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when Avengers came out, people stayed a long time. Black Panther, because they all, well, not Avengers, that didn't have an end credit scene, but people thought it did. Because it did. Oh,
they were sitting at the shawarma restaurant.
Yeah,
they were just sitting there eating. That's all they were doing. Like it was.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Infinity War. Well, Infinity War makes sense because they had Captain Marvel come up. But yeah, in the first Avengers, that's where they had what's it called? Yeah, them eating shawarma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of all the side characters? So you had Selena Kyle, the Penguin, Commissioner Gordon. We talked about Alfred a little bit.
I liked how they showed them damn near as just normal fucked up people. Like especially the Penguin. Compared to the Penguin in the other movie where he's like a actual fucking penguin. This guy is just like a filthy motherfucker they call the Penguin. Like it made sense for the real world, and that's what I liked about it.
Yeah, it was his nickname. There was no aspects of him that were penguin, like maybe his shape, but other than that,
his nose or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's how. I know that's how he looks in the comic book. He's supposed to be just a weird looking guy, not somebody that's born deformed. But I still like Danny DeVito as a Penguin.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean I like him. I just like how they did it in a different way.
Yeah. It's like if we're gonna bring Penguin in this world, which is a little bit more like, well, it seems like this and the Dark Knight trilogy are always going to be realistic. Like after the Dark Knight, you had to make a realistic version of these characters. You can't go back to Batman and Robin. But the interesting thing about like Dark Knight Rises is that the villains that are in this movie were supposed to be in the Dark Knight Rises. But they didn't take them. So like that's why I was like, it's cool that I finally got them.
Yeah, because it was Bane and the one chick. Those were the only villains.
Bane and Catwoman. That's how forgettable she was as Catwoman.
But there was another villain, right? The lady.
Oh, Talia. Yeah. I guess you can call her that, but she had the worst death I've ever seen in a movie.
I don't really remember the movie.
I
I
don't
don't
know
really
nothing about no
remember it.
other Batman movie.
I watched that the other day, and that movie does drag. Dark Knight Rises.
Mhm.
That one does drag because we saw it 2 times
Bane
in
was
theaters.
like Lamar said, it's about Bane.
Mhm.
Like he's charismatic in that movie. He's what draws you in. He's
Oh
the
yeah,
only thing I
yeah,
really remember is when he's dangling from what was it, the plane or something, and he's like falling.
yeah,
Like that's what is in
yeah,
my memory. Nothing else really.
yeah.
And then
And
his
his design, like if you saw the comic book, you wouldn't recognize him.
Oh, you saying
Like
the Bane from the comic book is different?
yeah, oh yeah. Like the one from Batman and Robin looks a lot more like the Bane from the comics, but it's just hella terrible. Yeah, like he's supposed to have like what's it called? Some what are those masks? Sombrero mask or something? Like he's not even supposed to be. Fuck something. He's not even supposed to be white. He's supposed to be, I think, Hispanic or something. But nobody made a big deal about that. The sombrero. What is it? A mask?
That's when you said sombrero mask. I was like, hold on, that's a sombrero mask.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, I forgot one of those. Something like natural. What does a natural libre wear?
Not a sombrero mask.
Oh, you mean like the wrestlers, like the what do they call them? I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah,
Kind of like
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the side characters, anything like any of them stand out? Like
I really like Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I like when people say they recognize him, I could not recognize him.
I couldn't recognize him at all.
No.
The only one that, like I said, the only one that stood out as far as the villains go was the Riddler, because he looks like he embodies that I shot up my class because everybody picked on me guy. Like he embodies that. He looked like a regular kid with glasses.
Yeah.
But he was like fucked up. And it was crazy. Like he played that when he's looking outside and he's like boom every time something's blowing up, like boom. I was like, this guy is crazy as fuck.
I was wondering if they would ever have the tie, the hat. Like I was wondering if he's gonna have that original Riddler.
I'm glad they didn't go with that.
I'm glad. I was like, I don't see how that would work in here. So the mask, the green suit, and the little question mark right here, I thought was cool for realistic take. What about let's talk about Zoe Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. Selena Kyle. Thought she did a really good job. She was really good. Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
She was good.
I like Michelle Pfeiffer more, but she was good.
I know.
I had a lot more fun with Michelle Pfeiffer, but I thought they did have really good chemistry in this one. And the scene she was good.
It's kind of the same, like Michael Keaton's Batman compared to Robert Pattinson, and then Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman to Zoe Kravitz's. It's like not quite better, but right there. So Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer are still my favorite, but the ones from this one aren't far behind.
Yeah, I separate them. Like I said, I separate the movies for some reason. In my mind, it's like I can't compare them like that, because I do like Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
They are different versions for sure. Like we said, the Penguin is a different version, the Catwoman's a different version, but because it's a portrayal and a character, I can't help but to compare them, just like with Batman's or Joker's. Even though Jack Nicholson is different than Heath Ledger's, it's
Jack Nicholson's boring as fuck.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said because Jack Nicholson is boring as fuck. He's a boring actor.
I wish they would have the way that he played the guy in Shining. I wish he could have played the Joker like that, but I don't think they were trying to go that far. Because he did play a great. Yeah, he should have. Yeah,
boring as the Joker.
I just think he's funny. Period.
Okay. I think he's fun. Not that role specifically, just him.
Just all of them.
You know who's boring as the Joker? Jared Leto.
He's got the grill going on. He's hip.
No, I'm glad they got rid of that shit. I may not have been the biggest fan of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, but I thought he did a better job than that dude. So,
I wish they would have added him to this.
I wish they. I think it's good just to have their own little. It seems like DC's benefiting of just doing their own thing and not trying to do movies connected. That's what he wanted to do. Matt Reeves said he didn't really want to connect something. He just want to have his own movie,
Mhm.
and then later on maybe.
It kind of fucks me up because it's like now, are there going to be any more Joker movies with
I think there are. I think they're gonna be Joker with him. He's just gonna have. It's not gonna be with this guy. It's just the guy. What's his name? Todd Phillips. I think he's just gonna do the Joker movie.
So there'll be a different Batman.
I don't even know if they're gonna. I wonder if they're even gonna bring Batman into that universe. I mean, they have Bruce Wayne, but I don't know if he's gonna be Batman. So I mean, we'll see.
I feel like they kind of have to.
I don't know. It did fine without having Batman in it, so I think they can still do it.
No, it was fine because it was his background story. But it's like, where does he go from there? And they show his parents get killed. So it's you kind of have to include him if you do another movie.
Yeah, I guess. I guess we'll wait and see. I mean, I'll see it if they do make one, but I'm kind of like not really. I'm not tripping if they don't. That's another thing. Like I think it'd be cool just a one standalone movie.
It's still a good movie regardless. They don't have to do it.
Yeah. Now they got all the other DC movies coming out. Now and everybody's making a big deal of. Did we talk about this about Michael Caine being in the new Batwoman movie or Batgirl movie?
I didn't even know they had a Batgirl movie coming out.
Yeah, it's coming out, and then Michael Keaton's going to be Batman in it, and everybody was making a big deal of that. And then I was like,
these two goddamn. They're gonna do de-aging on them.
They might do like.
Wait, so Michael Keaton's gonna be Batman, and then who's gonna be? Who'd you say?
Batgirl. No, Batwoman.
Who did you say was gonna be in it?
Michael Keaton's gonna be in the Batgirl movie as Batman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Alicia Silverstone gonna be Batgirl?
I forgot who it is. Some upcoming actress. I don't know, but that's another movie. I don't know.
Old as fuck. You should be Alfred.
Well, like I thought they should do. You ever heard of the show called Batman Beyond?
Mm-mm.
So it's like Bruce Wayne. Michael Keaton would be the perfect age because he's kind of like retired and he has somebody else take over as Batman. But I don't think they'll ever do it because I don't even know if it's popular enough. But it was. I mean, for people I know who've seen it said it was a good show. Mm-hmm. So I thought they should do that. But I guess we'll settle for Batwoman.
We'll settle for it.
I mean, I didn't give a fuck about Batwoman. I like Catwoman, and you know how that solo film went.
Which one, Halle Berry?
I forgot about it.
Zoe Kravitz did a way better job.
I don't even remember the Halle Berry one. I don't remember.
Oh God! Dude, don't even try.
I forgot it even existed, to be honest with you.
I think it's movies like that I walked out when I was a kid, like, oh, that was actually all right. And get older, watch again, like, oh, what the fuck was I thinking? So that's why I gotta make sure.
That was an example of sex sales. They pretty much said everybody loves Halle Berry. Let's put her in here
and cut up the Catwoman suit so you could see all her skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they were targeting an audience, that's for sure. I watched it, but
well, in that vein, they did not continue with her Catwoman. So maybe you're right, Josh. That's the only Joker I'm going to get. Like they're not going to do anything else.
But I think they did that movie so good they wouldn't really need to. Like I feel like if they wouldn't be a stretch.
They wouldn't need to.
No,
but I'm saying the angle they took is like that Catwoman because it's like they made that movie out of nowhere. I don't know if it did. Was it popular? Did it get good ratings?
No. Catwoman? No.
Catwoman?
No. Okay.
No.
Oh, she got an award for worst actress.
Yeah. The nomination award. Yeah, it was.
And she was there to accept it too.
Yeah. Joker got a bunch of nominations at the Academy Awards.
Right. Yeah.
I thought
that one didn't even get knowledge at the MTV Movie Awards. Right. That's bad.
Yeah. They have awards for worst movie. We talked about it because I think Halloween and Woman in the Window were nominated. So the Razzies.
Halloween Kills was?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's what she said. A Woman in the Window. And I think Karen was on there too, right?
One of your movies wasn't on it. I forget which one it was. Maybe it was Karen and Woman in the Window that were on it, but all three of them weren't. But yeah, she was nominated, she won, and she was there to accept the award. Like she was a really good sport about it, but it's hilarious.
I mean, that's all you could do. I mean, she probably knew it was bullshit.
She knew it was bad.
She just got that money.
I literally don't remember nothing. I don't remember anything about that movie.
I remember that was so funny.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I don't think I went on IMDb that much, or we didn't have like YouTube like that around for like what's it called, for people reviewing movies.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been interesting if Catwoman came out today, and what people are saying with it. Because when they say Batman and Robin is the worst comic book movie, I'm like, nah, I got a bunch of other ones I can list
Okay,
that are just terrible.
So I have a question though, Josh, because you said you feel like Marvel is starting to fail because of this comedy shit they keep doing. Like they keep trying to be
No, I don't
snarky.
think it's gonna fail. To me,
No, well, not fail completely. But I'm saying, do you think because DC's taking the serious approach, they're gonna become more like on top of the game as far as the comic book movies go?
I mean, I think it'd be a good idea to,
because they like got like what 2 strong hits in a row. Like nobody liked whatchamacallit until they dropped the director's cut.
Snyder Cut.
Yeah, nobody liked that movie until they dropped Snyder's Cut, and then they come right back with this one.
Oh yeah. I think DC is. I think Marvel is good at being more light, and DC's being more dark.
Mm-hmm.
I just think Marvel should cut back on the comedy, like what's it called, No Way Home, when they were dealing with like the certain situations at the end. Yeah. I was impressed because there was some funny moments, but it was necessary. Like, I don't mind the humor in it, but it's like you make all these stupid jokes to lighten the mood, and it's not even that funny.
Yeah.
Like, to me, Avengers and Infinity War had a great balance, and that's one thing I don't like about movies. Movie that can't have like a good balanced tone.
Right.
That tries to be too serious and then funny, it just doesn't work out.
Like, you got to pick one. If you're going to be goofy, be Deadpool. If you're going to be serious, be fucking Batman.
Be the Batman.
Yeah. Also, with the shows, I do think DC has a little bit more control because there's a lot of stuff you can do with like PG, like even an R-rated film.
Right.
Like Peacemaker wasn't just trying to be hella violent. There was like some cool, like good emotional moments, dramatic moments, and then some action, some violence. So I thought it was a good mixture of things. Because there's even DC movies that are just hella dark and like, oh, we're hella grown up. Fuck Marvel. I'm like, nah, I don't give a fuck how dark you are, how you're trying to be funny. As long as you got a good story, that's cool.
I think the advantage of DC is they don't have that Disney backing to where they can do whatever the fuck they want. Like they can go as far as they want to. So Marvel has to be safe. Like they can go up to the line, but like, don't you cross that fucking line, or you out of here.
Yeah, safe. But that's what I was getting at with No Way Home. I'm surprised there's a certain thing that happens to a certain one that I wasn't expecting in it. So if they keep on doing decisions like that, like take risk, and instead of just making the good guy, they did a lot of things where they make the bad guys the good guys. Yeah. The twist. Like M'Baku was supposed to be like a big villain of Black Panther, but they were like, oh, let's make him a villain. Oh, good guy. Okay, that's cool. So what other villains do you have for Black Panther now? Yeah. And it's kind of like, and then so they have to do the Submariner. That's the next villain. So basically,
it's not what's his name?
Killmonger.
No, Killmonger's gonna come back and help.
We'll see.
Help his people.
We'll see. But maybe it might be a surprise. But as far as I know, pretty much Black Panther, whoever's gonna take on the mantle of that is going up against Marvel's version of Aquaman. That I guess that sounds interesting.
The way you just presented that
to
me, not sold
at all.
Yeah. It's a character I could give two shits about, but maybe they can come through and make it good. I don't know. Like, his name is Submariner, and I was like,
okay. Like submarine.
yeah. See, Aquaman sounds better, right?
That sounds like a knockoff version of Aquaman. That's terrible. That doesn't sound good at all.
So yeah, but as far as the shows go, I think the shows are coming with it with the HBO Max, with like Doom Patrol, the live action ones. The ones on Marvel, I couldn't get into. What If? I tried a couple times, couldn't get into it. Hawkeye, I hadn't tried to watch that since November, since it first came out.
Yeah, they got a lot of they got a lot, and I think it's like you said, they rely on the sarcasm and comedy. It seems like they'll be trying to write something serious, and then they'll be like, fuck, we got to get their attention back. They were watching that bullshit right here.
Oh shit, kids are watching it. We gotta do that. Yeah,
they do. It seems like they do a lot of that.
Yeah, and then DC tried to do that shit a couple times, and it's like you're copying Marvel the wrong way. Like you're not focusing on like the fact that Marvel is like, all right, we're gonna stop with 1 movie, 2 movie, then we'll have our connected universe. Like I thought it was smart how they did it.
Yeah, because it started with Man of Steel. That's where it got serious and good, and then from then on, it was like they kept dropping good movies.
My eyes went straight to him to see him.
I wanted to see if he was gonna let that slide.
I think okay. How about this? I'll put it this way. I think Man of Steel, like you said, is a good movie. You don't care about Superman, and you like, oh man, Superman would be cool if it was like a Star Trek episode, and that's what it was, the Star Trek episode.
And and big, huge dong
penises. Yeah.
It had Russell Crowe.
That's where it took it out of the movie. I'm like, how the fuck? Who saw this? And it was like, this is cool. Yeah, this is the way the man. Yeah, for real.
So talking about like the comedic stuff, and I think we even talked about this before with this movie about it not being funny. And a lot of times, and it wasn't a comedy. It had moments in it that made me laugh. I don't know if it was meant to be funny, but I laughed at a couple moments.
The Batman?
Yeah.
Well, there
like
was
the
a couple
Penguin
of
moments. There's moments you could tell where, but it's better when you don't try to be funny. So they weren't trying. It was like it was funny, but they weren't trying to be funny, which makes you laugh.
Yeah.
In Marvel, they'll literally stop and say some goofy shit to try to be funny. You be looking like, the fuck was that? Like,
yeah. Or like there's a part in Shang-Chi where they're like, what's it called? They're having this backstory about like what he did, how he came to America or whatever. And then, oh, would you like some peanuts? I'm like, what kind of fucking shit is that? Like, what? And then there's a couple of scenes in Black Widow they were trying to be funny. I was just like, oh man, get the fuck out of my face with that.
Yeah. But the part in this movie that made me laugh was the penguin part, which was probably the more obvious one. But the scene when he was flying down from the building, he was like free fall, and then he hits the bus. That cracked me up. And then when he brought what's his name out into the light, and the Riddler shot him, and the Batman looked up, and he was like, ah.
Well, he said, ah. I didn't even notice that one.
I don't remember that.
And I was in the theater. I was the only one that laughed. I was like, nobody find okay. I laughed.
I did not hear.
No. There was a couple scenes I was laughing at that nobody was getting it. Like the part I laughed was when he's all like, "Hey, you fucking psycho," or not like fucking, but like when he thought he like got the Batman and he flies over the flames, the fire. That was like another thing with the penguin. We saw, yeah. And I was like, damn, my audience was dead.
Mine was.
Like, yeah, and the thing that irritates me is,
I wish we switched audiences. I wanted the dead audience. I wanted to be able to focus.
Undead audience in a good way is better. When it's annoying because people are just, doing it. I don't want that, but I want like reactions, like laughs, and like when the Batmobile showed up, nothing. Like there wasn't no like, oh, like I want something like that when something happens.
Yeah.
But it's okay. So with that, because I remember when the Batmobile showed up, but like I said, it was like regular. It wasn't like the Batmobiles before where they highlighted it. You just hear him revving the engine, and then he fucking drives up. But that scene was like hella clean. Like that's something we didn't talk about when they had that chase scene. That shit was hard. And then I was thinking about it in that scene. I was thinking about Josh saying they didn't use a lot of CGI. So I was like, damn, they were doing this shit for real. That shit was hard.
Yeah. I think there's only one scene I didn't notice until like somebody said something, but it's kind of like a small thing when he's like gliding through the city after he escapes the police. Like I'm watching it like, yeah. And he gets up like, ow. Damn, I want to call it a night, Bruce. But there's also funny moments in The Dark Knight that I think are funny.
Everything.
Well, not everything, but like when he's all like, and he's like, when Harvey Dent's talking to what's her name, the girl that was dating Batman. He's all, any psychotic boyfriends I should know about? He's all, you got no idea. And it's funny to us because it's like, a guy dressed in a bat, pretty psychotic.
I connected what's her name? Rachel from The Dark Knight. She's married to the guy who had the bomb in his mouth or his neck or whatever.
Oh, one of the
Peter
Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Peter Skarsgård. Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, there. Yeah.
I seen him in something else before. I seen him in a couple other movies. Like he's
been
one of
in a
those faces
few.
where he's like familiar.
He's in the
something
Skeleton Key
recently, and I can't think of what it was, but yeah, you've seen his face around.
Yeah.
And then the
he
guy
was he was in okay, wait. Was he in Desperado? No.
I don't think he's been around that long. No, he hasn't.
Nah, I don't think so.
No. He was in that. Oh, well, you guys probably haven't seen that shit, so never mind.
Which one?
John Leguizamo had a movie where he's like a drug dealer.
Oh wait, I think that was him.
Yeah, he was in that.
Empire.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
He's an Empire.
That's what I said. Do
you guys remember him in Skeleton? Do you remember Skeleton Key?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in that. He was in Jarhead. Yeah, he's been in a few things. He's always the same character.
Always the same.
He's always the same one. Yeah, he's good at it, but he's always the same character.
And
what I didn't, something that bothered me about the Riddler, it was like I felt like nobody fought. Like when he saw him in the backseat, first of all, everybody's supposed to check your backseat. That's like rule number one. And he was the only car parked over there in this whole fucking. But it was like they didn't even try to fight him. He kind of like looked at him, and then the Riddler was like, oh, and then he did whatever he did. It was like nobody attempted to fight back. It kind of bothered me. It worked for the movie, but it kind of bothered me that nobody wanted to fight.
Fight back. Yeah. I mean, in the first scene, I was like, your peripheral visioning, don't really feel somebody being in the room.
Right, that's what I mean.
Walking back and forth. I was like,
right.
But I like how it was. So yeah.
and it bothered. Okay, so I don't want to be nitpicky, but in the beginning, first of all, I thought it was Batman as a kid, so I like how they did that. But in the beginning, it looks like he's looking through a sniper rifle at the family, and then he aims up at the fucking skylight, and that's how he gets in, and he kills him however he kills him. But then later on, he snipes the dude under the light. So it's like, why couldn't you snipe him while he was in the house in the first place? Why'd you have to sneak in and kill him with the floor thing?
Because he had to leave the clues and everything.
Okay, that makes sense for the riddle.
Yeah.
With the riddle, with the guy with the getting sniped, that was part of the riddle. He needed him in the light so he could kill him. So
yeah, that was his only chance. Like, he's like, are we going to like? Oh shit, he actually did. Okay.
I wish I wouldn't have watched that video before we got on here.
What I was like,
I literally when he went back to the crime scene, and for some reason the cop just let him go in, like he let him check the evidence, and he said, "Oh yeah, it's a floor scraper." I was like, "How convenient!"
Right.
How is he gonna find the password?
There's a lot. So you have to kind of. Well, me personally, I have to forgive a lot of shit. It's like it's for the movie, so it's.
Yeah. I mean, with the whole like Reddit or whatever the fuck those his followers were, I was kind of like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool, because every other fucking movie, they always have these henchmen that get their asses whooped, and you're wondering why the fuck are they helping the Joker, Riddler, like all the henchmen. Like even in Batman Returns, I'm like, why the fuck are they listening to the Penguin? What the fuck is he offering them? You know what I mean?
But it's always the kingpin status. So it's like, yeah, it's like that. Like, why are they bound to him? But it's like it's the power of the connection. Like when we watch what's the show on Netflix right now? Ozark. Like that one Mexican dude. It's like, just kill this motherfucker. But it's the power of his connection. So it's like, if we kill him, then how are we gonna get our money? I guess.
Yeah. No, I get you. But Penguin didn't have shit. He lived in the sewer.
But he was still supposed to be a gun seller, right? Because he had the gun that was.
But not in the Returns one. He's not a gun seller in the Returns.
Oh, he was just a fucking penguin.
Wasn't he trying to be like mayor or something?
He was trying to be mayor, but like, okay, so in the comic book, well, not even in the movie, he's supposed to have his parents. I don't know why he didn't just inherit his parents' fortune, because they were supposed to be just as rich as Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
So if they would have said that, I could understand that, but he just wanted to be mayor. And I don't know,
They
like I
have
don't
a
know
following
why.
too, though.
Was that?
Politicians have a following too, so
That's what I
why
was about to
people follow
say.
Yeah,
them.
If you
yeah.
can get him to be mayor, he has the power to give you whatever you want.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the angle they take with it.
I mean, yeah, it could be. I mean, I don't know. That's what I was like I think that's why I kind of liked about this one. Like, even though they weren't, because he like Batman doesn't really go off against people that know how to fight. I mean, martial arts. So,
I respect that
didn't
too.
bother me. Yeah,
I respected that he was getting his ass whooped as he was whooping ass. I respected that they took that. It was more realistic, except for that jealous that jealous game.
Which one?
When he escaped the jail, when he was like, "Get out of here!" I'm like, everybody's standing right there. Punch me in the face. Go take this key. I was like, "Come on, sir!
That
You're
whole
in a
scene
jail."
was just weird because it was like, so the cops are just sitting there like watching them, and they're whispering. Nobody thinks something's up.
Nobody.
And nobody said. Well, they didn't unmask him when they took.
That's what bothered me.
Yeah,
that's what about. So the guy blows up. The cop comes and put the big ass gun in his face. I'm like, he didn't blow him up, but he's holding the gun in his face. And then so clearly they took his body to the jail cell and laid him on the table. And there's 30,000 cops in the cell with him. And he wakes up like, take his mask off. Man, unmask him. What are you waiting for?
Nobody seen this before they got to the jail.
Yeah, because even in the other movies, when they try to take it off, they get electrocuted. They seem to be almost got a little bit off of it. But did I miss something that when he escapes from the police station afterwards, when they meet up again, everything's fine? Even though they had to question him, like, did I miss something where 1 minute, oh, we're chasing them out of the police station, and the next minute, oh yeah, coming onto the crime scene.
I don't know why they wanted to arrest him in the first place.
And I guess they thought he had something to do with well, first of all, he's a vigilante, and I think they thought he had something to do with the Riddler killing that one dude since he intervened a bit.
I think they think he knows more than he is letting on. They think so.
Yeah.
Make him a suspect.
And also, where did he get the costume at the funeral?
Wait, what?
He ran the car.
Oh yeah, no, he has it on his back.
His car right quick. Yeah, you can nitpick at all kinds of things like that.
You could. That's why I said I forgive it.
It's funny to talk about it, though. It does make it funny. That's why, like, the pitch meeting's hilarious because he brings up things and you're like, I thought of that, or oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But for me, it doesn't take away from the movie. I still like the movie for what it was.
No,
I could recognize certain things that, like, no, that didn't work. But
yeah, it doesn't take away how good the movie was.
No.
But it is hilarious to think about.
You'll have those people that will like think of all like have a stretch of like explain every single thing. Like, I'm like, it's okay. I love this movie, and I know that there are some issues with everything, but like I'll take that over any stupid joke Marvel can throw at me, or any fucking CGI shit that's kind of like getting boring after a while. And another thing I think that's why I like movies, like most of it's all practical, like actually exploding things. So that's the realness of it.
And then back to the Asian hate thing. How did he know where to go? What subway stop they were going to get off on? Like it was. He knew where to be hiding in the dark.
He's talking about Batman. How did Batman know?
Oh, Batman know,
help him out. Like,
yeah.
If anything, it was a good thing because he was.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. But and then I don't know why. Why did they highlight the kid that was like half painted in the gang? They highlighted him like he would come back later in the movie, but he just, did he come back?
I don't know. I just thought I kind of took it as like I didn't know if he had to like earn the right to get like the full painted face. If I didn't know if it was a gang or if they were just dressing up as Halloween. But yeah, like
it was a gang because they kept saying because they were like
it was a gang, but like
do it.
Yeah,
do
but I'm like, why the hell they dressed like that? Yeah, I was like wondering if it is the game that they represent their colors. Did he have to like hit somebody or like beat him up, kill somebody to get his like
the Warriors, right?
It was Warriors. It was Warriors.
Well, we just some like fucking rejected Furies that didn't make it. That's why they pissed off.
I mean, I think it was kind of strange to focus on him, but it's just I think it was one of those cases where you have those young kids that are part of this gang, but they don't really want to be and they don't want to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
So like being forced to do it. He doesn't want to. That's why I felt that's why the focus is on him, but it was kind of unnecessary because he didn't come
Well,
back.
did you notice he was you were saying he was the only one that didn't have his full thing. So I just took it as like I thought he might have needed earn his full stripes to knock out that. Not just Asian. I thought they were gonna hit on anybody. Shit.
They only focused on him because he got up to leave the train. That's why they focused.
This is what's fucked up about them fishing. So maybe the guy just wanted the role, and they were just like, we need a guy that's gonna get up and provoke these guys to chase you. He just happened to be Asian. That doesn't mean they were like, hey, we need an Asian guy. You know what I mean? Like the fishing is ridiculous. Come on,
it doesn't matter what race or gender or whatever they are. They're gonna find a reason to complain about it. Like a woman,
black, like,
I'm triggered because women get attacked on trains. But like with chapter 2, when the gay couple got attacked in the beginning. There were people that were mad about that because they were a gay couple. So
even though the shit was in the book, so.
I haven't seen chapter 2.
It's
yeah, chapter 1. It wasn't the greatest. But
if you didn't like chapter 1, you will not like chapter 2.
I like chapter 1.
No, I like chapter 1 because I like the first It movie. I feel like chapter 2 was. I mean, the new one was goofy compared to the first one.
Compared to Pennywise by Tim Curry.
Yes.
I love the first one. I like Tim Curry's Pennywise, but nah, man. That you saying the one was cheesy. Have you watched that one recently?
The old school one?
I'm like, like, dude.
I feel like it does better for Fear when there's more possibility. With the new one, it was more goofy. It was like he's a clown for real. In the first one, he's like a clown, but he's like, I don't fuck everybody. That's how I felt about the first one.
Yeah, but there's like so many times like he could have just killed the kids right then and there, and nothing really happened.
What's the fun in that?
That's the thing. It's like, how can you be scary if all he's gonna do is just grab you and then let you go until he decides to grab one? Yeah.
The realism.
I mean, there was some things like it was one of those films that I was like excited for, just like the Batman. That I really liked, but there was some scenes in there like, oh, isn't that scary how big he looked? That wasn't the scary part. That part was kind of.
I don't think I found it scary. I think there were moments that were kind of like creepish, but I wasn't scared. But no, I liked chapter 1, but chapter 2 was so bad.
I haven't seen it.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
Back to don't go off
the Batman. I like Jeffrey Wright as what's his name?
Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon. Yeah.
I just like Jeffrey Wright in general. So when I saw him playing the role, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that whole take my keys or whatever, I was like, hey, it's Jeffrey Wright, so it gets a pass.
I do have a question though, because there was one moment where I felt like Jeffrey Wright might be crooked. Because remember they were on the roof talking to the cop, and then Catwoman was about to shoot him. And she was like, he did this, and then Batman slapped the gun out of her hand, and they showed Jeffrey Wright like kind of look at the gun.
Yeah.
And then he looked back up at him. I was like, what was that about? Because nothing ever came from that.
Yeah, I remember that, but I don't know what.
I don't know. Yeah.
I didn't understand that. I didn't understand because he saw him kick the gun out of his hand, and then he looked at the gun. And then the camera looks at the gun, and then he looks back up at them. So I was like, is he going to pick up the gun and shoot him? Like, what was that about?
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe that's a twist. Maybe in the next one you find out.
No, because then Catwoman kicks him off the roof, and then they both grab him. Batman and him grab him.
Yeah, I thought it was like, I think I almost took it as like, was he going to look at it to make sure the Catwoman didn't catch it? But she was Batman captured her, right? Or not captured, but he had her. So, yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it'll be in the deleted scene. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did peep it when it happened, but then I didn't think about it until you brought it up just now. So yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, because I leaned to Katrina, I was like, oh, is he crooked? And then she kicked him, and then they saved him, and then it just went out of my mind, like, oh, he must be good. But it's like, why did they even do that?
Maybe it's gonna be in the 4-hour cut. Who knows?
Right.
Seems like DC advantage. Like it's a 4-hour cut.
It's gonna be what's his name? What's the director's name? It's gonna be his cut.
Oh, Matt Reeves cut.
Matt Reeves cut. Yeah.
I don't think. Okay, so that's not gonna work for this movie because the first one was good.
Yeah.
So it only worked for Snyder's cut because nobody liked that one. The first one that came out, nobody liked it. So when you saw Snyder's cut, everybody
Well,
watched it with
that
attitude.
wasn't even his cut though. That was somebody else took
No,
over.
that's what I'm saying. The
That was
first
his-
one, nobody liked it. So when he dropped his, he's like, "This is the one I wanted to put out," and then everybody
Oh
loved
yeah,
that one.
yeah.
With this one, the first one is good. So if you add another hour, people are gonna be like, "Man, fuck that! I'm not doing that."
I mean, you don't
Unless
have
you're
to do it in
Josh.
theaters. Yeah,
Unless you
I'll
Josh.
watch that shit in theater. Yeah. If it's long, it's good. Like even if it's slow, another thing I like, 10 Commandments. That's your shit, Tasha, right? Yeah, I remember like just watching that.
Wait,
like,
what?
and-
You like a movie with God in it?
That's not God, it's Moses.
You're a heathen.
what was it?
No, I'm not.
What? Wait, what's going on?
No, I'm not. I like the Ten
No, I'm
Commandments.
just talking about Nana's comment. She said, "I thought you guys wouldn't like it because it's church related."
Right.
What did she say? Because it's God or religious?
Religion or something.
I mean,
She thinks you guys are
I don't
sinners.
I don't really watch too many religion films, but I like that one a lot, even though it is 4 hours. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw that comment, I thought that was hilarious. I was like, she just thinks her grandchildren are sinners. She wasn't talking to me. She was talking to you.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you guys one thing. So, what would be like the worst comic book movie you ever seen?
Are you saying in the past?
Oh yeah, any movie you was like in the past or maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Some you thought like, man, this fucking
Ghost Rider.
What is that?
oh yeah.
What is that?
If you thought that was bad, check out the second one. That's even worse.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Nicolas Cage.
Who?
Nicolas Cage.
I know what you guys are talking about.
I want Lamar to check it out. Actually, I want Lamar to check it out since he likes Nicolas Cage and see if he likes it.
He's probably seen it.
Doesn't want to tell us. Doesn't want to tell us.
Worst comic book movie.
Shoot. You know what actually is up
Oh,
there?
you know what?
Green
No,
Lantern.
yeah, I got one. Fucking Christopher Reeves Batman. That shit was boring as fuck.
Superman?
Christopher Reeves, man.
Superman.
Which one?
Isn't there like
Man of
six?
Steel.
Pick one.
Man of Steel was
Not Man of
was bad.
Steel.
Man of Steel.
I said Christopher Reeves.
For Reeves? No, but there is no bad. Well, okay, there's Superman 3 and 4. That's what you're talking
I
about.
actually have not seen a
All of them.
Superman movie with the exception of Batman versus Superman.
Superman Christopher Reeves was boring as fuck.
Nah. See, what people need to appreciate about Superman is that, you know, without Superman, there'd be no other comic book movies. So we gotta respect.
I don't care.
You know?
I don't care.
Yeah.
That shit was
You know.
boring.
Yeah, you know what's boring? Man of Steel was boring. Man of Steel was so boring. No, I was boring
Maybe
because you had to see his face, and I was like, dude, he doesn't even look like he wants to make it.
maybe that's why Lamar likes Man of Steel so much because he hates the Christopher Reeves version.
Reeves one, yeah. Well, like if you the guy who made Man of Steel didn't, it shows he doesn't care about Man of Steel. He wanted to do Batman. Every director wants to do a Batman movie, and when they be like, do a Superman movie, fucking nobody likes Superman. Let's do a Batman movie.
Put up
I
a
like
poll.
Superman.
Okay.
Put up a poll and say, "Hey, does everybody like Man of Steel?" Yes. No.
And then I'll get two people say the yes. You and Kenny. We're the only people that respond.
I like
That's the reason why
Man
I
of
would win.
Steel, man.
So Lamar says Man of Steel. I say Ghost Rider. What do you say, John?
I did not
I
say
mean,
Man of
I mean, not Man of
Steel.
Steel.
I
Sorry.
did not say Man of Steel.
Josh, are you saying Man of Steel or no?
No. I don't think that's the worst comic movie.
What's
It's
the
just if I had besides Catwoman and Elektra.
Oh God, I forgot it. Oh, I didn't like
Yeah.
Daredevil. I did not like that one.
I did
I
like
haven't
it when
seen
I was a
Daredevil.
kid. I thought it was cool, and then I got older, and I
So,
was like,
okay,
"What's up, Josh?"
So the thing is, I never like in the past. I've always took like superhero movies as they come. Like I never focused in. I was never excited.
Mhm.
Like I've never been that for superhero movies. I was more into the black movies, like the Wood and shit. I was excited for black movies, not superhero movies. I didn't start getting into superhero movies until like maybe 2-3 years ago.
Mhm.
So that was never my focus. So I can't even remember what happened in these movies. I just know Superman with fucking whatever the fuck.
Henry Cavill.
No, with
Yeah, Henry
Superman.
Cavill.
I think it's a Tinkerbell.
Christopher Reeve's Superman was so boring to me. I just remember that. I remember it was so boring.
To its own.
Okay, Josh.
All right,
this was your question. So what is your worst?
I would have to say Green Lantern is the worst.
Oh,
right
that's
there.
bad. No. Fantastic Four.
Which one?
Oh shit!
With Michael B.
Jordan.
With Michael B. Jordan. That movie was terrible.
I like the original Fantastic
Four. No, I got the king of all kings, the Hulk.
The first one?
Nah.
Yeah.
I'll take Hulk over Green Lantern anytime.
No.
Hulk was so boring.
It was boring, but we talking about the worst of the worst.
I'm talking about you don't want to see me angry, the Hulk. You don't want to see me angry.
I got another green person for you that's fucking bullshit. Green Lantern. That was bullshit.
Okay,
and you had Ryan Reynolds in it. It should at least been funny.
Yeah.
Wait, what about Green Hornet?
Is that even a comic book movie?
I don't know.
It is. No. That's from a TV show. It's from a TV show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Anything else you want to talk about the Batman before we do our ratings and close this discussion out?
Nope.
I think that's about it.
Okay. So ratings. I give it a 3.5.
Yeah. I keep it at 3.5.
5. 5 out of 5.
5 times.
That's this many.
5 out of 5. 5 out of 4.
So it has to be out of 5.
What are we doing? Yes. The 5's the top one, right? 5 stars, right?
5 is the max.
Okay. Yeah. I think this is the first time I gave a 5-star rating on this channel.
I do believe this is your very first time, as far as new movies go. This is your first time giving it a 5.
Yeah.
I don't even know. As far as our discussions go, if I've given anything a 5.
I think I did maybe twice.
I think the last movie I rated a 5 was Hamilton, but we didn't talk about it.
Nope, we didn't, and you didn't put it on the list, so it wasn't a 5. Technically, it was a 4.5 because you didn't add it to any lists, and we did a list of musicals and you didn't add that shit.
Oh man, that hurt my heart.
You fucked up.
So, are there any movies coming out that are like not like big time movies, but like that we would all want to see and discuss?
Nope.
Yeah, nope.
Is that your answer?
Movie,
or?
Oh, I meant nope. There's no other movies. Oh, sorry. We're talking about Nope, the movie.
I'm just excited for Nope because I loved his other movies.
Did you see the trailer?
Yeah, and they gave me enough to be like, oh hell no. Nah. They gave me enough to look at it and be like, nope.
Did you see the trailer, Josh?
Yep. They gave me enough to say. They gave me enough to say nope, but not the reason Lamar's saying it. Nah, I mean, I'm not totally against it. I'll go check it out if we want to talk about it, but it's not like something I was
come out till July though.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, you know how I feel about Jordan Peele, so maybe this will be the one that will sell me him.
I'm already sold, but I'm not going to hype myself. I want to keep it. I don't even think about it. I'm just going to wait.
You're not going to do what I do? You're not going to do what I do?
I can't do that. Because I'll do that and let myself down. I'll be pissed off. So I'm not going to do that.
You want to let yourself down. The movie let you down. It's the movie that you paid your hard-earned money for. No, it's not. It's the movie. It's the movie. Don't blame yourself. It's the movie. Everybody listen to me. If you are looking forward to a movie and that movie doesn't deliver, it's not your fault. It's that motherfucker that said, hey, I'm going to make a movie that everybody likes. Well, you don't because it's not that good. Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of next discussion, so there's nothing really coming out in March. There's 3 possible movies that we could do. There's that Sandra Bullock movie with the
sister, with the little sister.
No,
Channing
Tatum.
I want to see that too. That shit looks
one.
hilarious.
There's the porn movie where they're trying to shoot a porn.
Oh, when does that come out?
It comes out in March.
Okay.
And then the other one is this. It's a Korean. It's not a Korean movie, but it's called with what's her name from Grey's Anatomy.
Oh yeah, I saw a trailer for that. It's for studios like A24 or some shit, or A2A, whatever the fuck. Yeah, okay, I saw the trailer for that. I'll see that.
So there's those three. So and that porn movie come out March 18th.
I want to see the porn movie. Let's review the porn movie.
Porn movie. Let's do the porn movie.
So you want to do that next?
Yeah, I got all my research already taken care of. So when I see the movie, I know what's up.